Yo, what's going on, everybody? You've read the title, you've seen the thumbnail. Today we're going to be talking about how Modern Warfare has the worst weapon balance in COD history. And we're also going to be showing you some sticks and stones on Black Ops 4 because sticks and stones on Black Ops 4 is fun, unlike Modern Warfare. So with that being said, before we get into this video, go follow Team Vice on there on screen right now. And yeah, let's get right on into today's video, guys. So Modern Warfare has the worst gun balance of any Call of Duty game. And obviously with every Call of Duty game we have, the guns that are the top guns in the game, right? We saw the same with Black Ops 4 when it came down to the Maddox and SOG, and now it's the VMP is thrown in the mix, but they're not very going to fix those guns. But we see this every year with Call of Duty. But it's so bad with Modern Warfare to the point that I wouldn't advise you use any other gun in Modern Warfare that isn't the M4, the MP5, or the Kar98. Now, the Kar98, I would say if you are willing to put in a few hours or so to learn it, then yes, use the Kar98. But I wouldn't advise you use anything that isn't the MP5 or M4. That's how bad Modern Warfare's weapon balance is. Whereas a game like Black Ops 4, I could say, you know what, dude? I mean, you could probably use the Spitfire or the SOG or like the MX9 or something. Maybe even the Switchblade, because that gun was added pretty early on, especially, and the Daemon as well. I could, make I guess a reference to use those guns. This is the word I'm looking for. But with Modern Warfare, I could never recommend anybody to use a gun that isn't the MP5. I would say a close second would to be the MP7. But for the most part, if someone's like, hey, I'm new to Modern Warfare, what SMG should I be using? MP5. MP5, don't put on the 10mm rounds. Just rock the regular base MP5. You'll do fine. Right? And it's the same thing with the M4. I wouldn't recommend using any other assault rifle in the class. I wouldn't recommend the M13. I wouldn't recommend the Odin. I wouldn't recommend the Scar. I wouldn't recommend the AK. I would say the AMAX is worth learning because it's a fun gun to use, but I wouldn't recommend you use something other than the M4. Whereas a game, again, going back to Black Ops 4, I could say, the ICR isn't, the Maddox really isn't the best gun as what it comes down to assault rifles. Because the assault rifles are relatively balanced in that game. In Black Ops 4, in my opinion. I mean, the Peacekeeper is pretty strong, the Maddox is pretty strong, but I wouldn't, you could still use the KN and beat Maddox users. You could still use the Rampart and beat Maddox, and beat the Maddox, which is, considered the best assault rifle in that game. And I'm pulling up Black Ops 4 a lot because that's the most recent Call of Duty game other than Modern Warfare. But the same thing is with Black Ops 3. I could recommend you not using the M8A7 or the VMP in Black Ops 3. World War II, I could, I guess, recommend you to not use the PPSH, because the Type 100 is also a very good SMG. But when it comes down to Modern Warfare, I wouldn't recommend you use the P90. I wouldn't recommend you use the Uzi. I wouldn't recommend you use the AUG, because the MP5 just kills and is the fastest time to kill at almost every range. I mean, the gun can 3-shot. The gun can kill people in 3 bullets. An SMG with crazy fire rate can kill somebody in 3 bullets if they're close enough to them. That is ridiculous. So why in the world would you use anything that isn't the MP5? And I got the idea for this video because I was watching some pros. I was watching Toronto Ultra play because I'm from Canada. And I'm like, why do I not see any M4s in this tournament? And it's simply because the MP5 just reigns king in every single gunfight. There wasn't a single pro using the M4. It was either the MP5 or maybe the AX50 when Search and Destroy came up. But other than that, it was all MP5. And for the most part, all of their class setups were relatively the same too. I can't exactly debunk their class setups, but a lot of them were, by the looks of it, were using muzzle brake, some kind of foregrip, and I guess stipple grip tape. But my point is, nobody was using any other gun. They weren't even going to use the M4, which is, you know, regarded as the second best gun in Modern Warfare aside from the MP5. And if that doesn't show terrible, just terrible, I guess, balance, then I don't know what does. Because you go and you watch Black Ops 4 tournaments, you could see pros using the ICR, the Maddox, and the SOG. You saw at least, and actually the Paladin, you saw a variety of 4 guns. When I go watch MW, all I can see is the MP5 and the AX50 in Search and Destroy. I don't know. Just putting that out there. Modern Warfare's weapon balance is complete and utter garbage. And if you made it this far, comment Rhino down below so I know who's made it and watched the whole video and I can take your opinion more seriously. And with that being said, have a great rest of your day. I upload Monday, Wednesday, Friday. If you enjoy the content, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys all later. Peace. Have a great rest of your day.